We've got a taste of March weather blowing into central and eastern Kentucky. Temperatures go up, and I'll show you why that is a good thing for many of us. Just ahead.
A fight in Frankfort over Governor Matt Bevin's plan to cut money from higher education. Today, university presidents paid a visit to the state capitol. We'll have the debate now at 4. And a rematch in Rupp tonight as 14th-ranked Kentucky takes on Tennessee, a team that beat the Cats 2 weeks ago. Rob Bromley joins us live to get you ready for the SEC showdown.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. For the first time in 10 days, we're not seeing something in Kentucky, snow falling. But we are seeing lots of sunshine on our Skycam overlooking Rupp Arena. The weather is great for the sold-out UK-Tennessee game tonight. It's in the mid-40s right now, and even warmer air is on the way. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. Chris, it is looking good.
It looks really good. Feels even better once you step outside. Finally shaking off a lot of the ice and the snow and just the overall cold pattern we've been in for the better part of the past month across the Bluegrass State. Good looking sky that is out there now. A little bit of high cloud cover, but overall it is so good to see the sun back in town. Current temperature 45 degrees. Winds are coming at us from the southeast at 11, so it makes it feel a little colder at 49. Look to the west of us, 56 Bowling Green. 54 Owensboro. That's the air that is surging in here as we go through the next couple of days. Defender radar network, nothing to really talk about outside of those high clouds, so we bounce out a little bit to show you how that mild air across the Bluegrass State really turns downright warm across the Plain States. Record highs likely to fall over the next few days for areas well to our west. If you're out this evening with a mix of stars and some clouds, temperatures stay in the 30s, then we'll actually kind of put the brakes on as we go through 11 o'clock and start to rise again overnight. So we may be warmer tomorrow morning than what we see around 11 o'clock or midnight or so across most of central and eastern Kentucky. As we look ahead, it's a March weekend of weather, gusty winds for Friday. Big changes rolling into town as we go toward early next week. We'll break that pattern down. Jennifer Monica back here in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Chris. It's a battle over funding for higher education. Today, university presidents testified before a House committee about the problems they say Governor Bevin's proposed budget cuts could cause their schools. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is at the state capitol with the debate. It's our top story at 4.
University presidents from across the state seem to have the same concerns. They're all saying that Governor Bevin's proposed budget would have an impact on the finances of the schools, and that burden may ultimately land on the students.
The governor's proposed budget takes 9 cents of the dollar away from colleges across the state.
It is not easy. It is not fun. I would love to be the governor who stands here before you and says simply, hey, everybody gets what they want and then some on top of that.
It has university presidents looking at budgets and wondering where they can cut from. Both the University of Louisville and Eastern Kentucky University presidents said there's just not a pile of money they have access to, saying the state allocation is the only money that's 100% discretionary. During their presentations, the presidents said they'd have to cut employees, programs, and increase tuition.
It's going to negatively impact students directly. They're going to have to pay more tuition, higher fees, and for a service area like Eastern Kentucky, that really chokes off access to a whole population that the greatest thing that they have access to change their lives is education.
University presidents hope that the subcommittee can at least relieve some of the burden from these proposed budget cuts. In Frankfort, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
After the House subcommittee hearing, Governor Bevin talked at a rally at the State House. He defended the choice to cut post-secondary education. A man convicted of killing his parents will get a new trial in Scott County. In a ruling released today, the Kentucky Supreme Court overturned the 2013 guilty murder verdicts against James Anthony Gray. Gray is accused of gunning down his parents, James and Vivian Gray, at their Sadieville home back in 2007. The state's high court ordered a new trial after ruling a confession used during the trial was coerced by Scott County detectives. We'll have more details on the ruling ahead on WKYT News at 5. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. Firefighters continue to put out hot spots at the scene of a large fire. That fire started last night at the Trademark Shopping Center in Frenchburg, destroying 2 businesses. Sam Cornett's military surplus store was one of the destroyed businesses.
You can cry all you want to, but we just have to deal with it, see what happens next.
The State Fire Marshal's office is heading up the investigation and says it has not been determined the cause. Firefighters say they think it could be electrical in nature. The halftime show at tonight's UK home game will be a special one. A group of Lexington firefighters will play a little 5-on-5 to help out one of their own. Matt Loxton was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer last month. The 42-year-old is undergoing treatment in Chicago. Loxton has been with the Lexington Fire Department for 10 years. He has 3 young children, but hasn't worked since learning about his cancer. Firefighters hope tonight's game will raise awareness for what Matt is going through. Nike made special jerseys for the firefighters to wear with hashtag Team Loxton on the back. We'll have a preview ahead on WKYT News at 6 o'clock. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. And speaking of tonight's game, 14th ranked Kentucky has lost 3 SEC games this season, and Tennessee is one of them. The rematch is less than 3 hours from now in Rupp Arena. A chance for the Cats to even the score. Rob Bromley is live at Rupp with our Big Blue coverage. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Jennifer, and how quickly it all goes by. There are only 6 games left now in the regular season, 3 on the road, 3 here at home. The Tennessee Vols come into Rupp Arena tonight. And of course, everyone remembers that game back on February 2nd when Kentucky blew the big lead, the 21-point lead. But yesterday, there wasn't really a lot of talk about revenge. John Calipari has his basketball team playing great. Cal has credited his defense, and the Cats are now getting more easy baskets.
We've been doing stuff in practice to get them in transition to let balls go, and we've done that. And defensively, main thing is what we're doing on defense and scrambling it up and playing better schemes and playing a little bit different and doing the things that we're doing. I think that's helped us, and that's gotten us easy baskets and transition baskets and jump shots that are open, and guys are making them.
So it's a Thursday night game here in Rupp Arena against the Tennessee Vols. It's on ESPN. The tip-off is at 7 o'clock. Jennifer, with LSU losing last night to Alabama, Kentucky now up there all alone on top of the SEC. As I said, 6 games left in the season. That's it from here in Rupp. Back to you.
Thank you, Rob. And while you're waiting for the Cats and the Vols, check out the UK Digital Guide. It has lots of great information about tonight's SEC showdown. You can download it from our website. Just go to WKYT.com. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Donald Trump is responding to Pope Francis's comment that anyone who wants to build a border wall is not a Christian. The Republican presidential candidate says it's disgraceful for a religious leader to question a person's faith. Asked about Trump on his way home from Mexico, Pope Francis said in his words, "A person who thinks only about building walls wherever they may be and not building bridges is not Christian." Trump accused the Mexican government of using the Pope as a pawn and said the Pope only heard one side of the story. 1928 was the last time an American president set foot in Cuba. The next visit will come next month. In a major milestone for Cuban-American relations, President Obama will travel to the island nation, despite critics who say the Cuban government is still as repressive as ever. Scott McLean has more.
President Obama is headed to Havana, the first time a sitting American president has visited Cuba in 88 years.
The opening to Cuba holds out real promise to improve the lives of the Cuban people. This is really at the core of our policy.
The March visit is a major step in normalizing relations and will include a meeting with Cuban President Raul Castro.
Today, the United States of America is changing its relationship with the people of Cuba.
The announcement comes 14 months after Washington reestablished ties with Havana, 10 months after that historic handshake, and 6 months after the American embassy in Cuba opened its doors. Diplomatic relations with Cuba are progressing quickly. The White House had stressed the need for headway on human rights before the president would visit, but that progress has been slow. Critics point to the communist Castro regime that jails dissidents and severely restricts freedom of speech. Republicans running for president don't think Obama should go at all.
I think it's a real mistake. I think the president ought to instead be pushing for a free Cuba.
The Cuban government remains as repressive as ever, but now they have access to millions, if not billions of dollars in resources that they didn't have access to before this opening.
That flow of cash has been aided by deals like the one signed last week on air travel. triggering bidding wars between U.S. airlines to fly commercial routes between the two nations. Travel to Cuba is easier, but tourism is still banned. It will be up to Congress to allow it. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
A lot of people have those new chip-enabled credit cards, but you may have trouble finding places to use them. What percentages of businesses have them in WKYT Money Watch? And a consumer alert from Toyota. Next on WKYT News at 4, which models may have faulty seatbelts.
Thinking about building a new home or remodeling yours? Then don't miss the new home and remodeling marketplace. Builders, remodelers, suppliers, and designers will be on hand to discuss your project. The new home and remodeling marketplace, February 26th through the 28th at Alltech Arena. Details at hbalexington.com.
When it comes to your heart, there's one team that's leading the way to better care in the area: Baptist Health. Our team exceeds national standards for heart attack care and has been recognized with top quality ratings for cardiac surgery. From clinical research trials to advanced imaging and surgical options, our heart specialists provide nationally recognized comprehensive care right here at Baptist Health.
Did your family set a goal to become healthier in the new year? One family did and lost 300 pounds at Ageless. Bruce lost 92 pounds, Adam lost 64 pounds, and Catherine lost 151 pounds. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
You're probably wondering, with all the meat that Arby's has, do they have ocean meat? Well, wonder no longer. Arby's has more wild-caught Alaskan pollock fillets than you could ever imagine, especially if you're only imagining one fillet. Eat 2 crispy fish fillet sandwiches or flatbreads for $5. Arby's, we have the meats.
Disney on Ice presents Treasure Trove, presented by Yo Kids, live in your hometown. Tickets start at $15. Tickets are on sale now. Playing March 10th through 13th at Rupp Arena. Visit Ticketmaster today.
I was scared to go back to the dentist because I hadn't been in for a while. But they cut me some slack when they saw all this plaque, and they didn't make fun of my smile. I don't have insurance, but they didn't mind, which I thought was a setup for robbing me blind. But I financed my teeth, this toothpaste was free, and the numbing stuff really worked wonders on me.
No insurance? With a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus extended financing available, dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Thinking about building a new home or remodeling yours? Then don't miss the new home and remodeling marketplace. Builders, remodelers, suppliers, and designers will be on hand to discuss your project. The new home and remodeling marketplace, February 26th through the 28th at Alltech Arena. Details at hbalexington.com.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
A new survey finds businesses are falling behind when it comes to accepting chip-enabled credit cards. That begins today's WKYT Money Watch. According to management consulting firm the Strawhecker Group, only 37% of businesses can read the cards. The chip technology is widely used in Canada and Europe and is considered more secure than traditional cards that require the swipe of a magnetic stripe. The FCC is voting today on whether to let you buy and use cable boxes from companies other than your cable provider. The head of the FCC proposed the plan last month, saying it would help bring down cable costs. Companies such as Apple, Amazon, and Roku would be able to deliver cable directly. Cable companies have lobbied against it. Toyota is recalling nearly 3 million SUVs because of possible problems with the seat belts. The company says a flaw could cause some rear seat belts to fail. The affected vehicles are the Toyota RAV4, RAV4 EV, and Toyota Vanguard. Most were built between 2005 and 2014. Toyota dealers will fix the problem at no cost. RAV4 and Vanguard owners can contact their dealer or visit Toyota's website for more information. A new survey finds 80% of millennials say they're afraid to prepare their taxes. According to NerdWallet and Harris's poll, that's the highest of any age group. Almost a quarter of those nervous 18 to 34-year-olds say their biggest worry is making a mistake on their returns. Well, as if airplanes aren't crowded enough, Airbus has applied for a patent that turns a row of airplane seats into a bench. There would be different ways to configure the seats, adjusting for people who are different sizes.
It's the first ever faculty and staff mini Dance Blue Marathon. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about today.
It's a good day to get out and do a little nay-nay or whatever you want to do, as long as you're outside. A little sunshine finally across the Bluegrass State. We will track that and try to whip the weekend into shape here in just a moment.
For years, police officers executed drug busts and then used the money from the stings to improve the department. Better training, better equipment, better weapons. Now that's gone.
It does put a strain on the department itself.
It did provide funds to buy equipment with and stuff.
WKYT investigates what police departments are doing to help make up for the shortfall to keep you safe.
If you're going to be in the ball game, you got to have a player on the floor.
Protecting for Less, tonight at 6 on WKYT.
What's that one thing? That one thing that can make you feel good, help the environment, and pay you cash back? It's Simple Saver. Simple Saver does all that, and all it takes to start is one click. Or one call. Getting paid to be energy smart. That's one good idea.
A message from your Kentucky Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
These little guys, they represent blood cells. And if you have AFib, an irregular heartbeat that may put you at 5 times greater risk of stroke, they can pool together in the heart, forming a clot that can break free and travel upstream to the brain, where it can block blood flow and cause a stroke. But if you have AFib that's not caused by a heart valve problem, Pradaxa can help stop clots from forming. Pradaxa was even proven superior to warfarin at reducing the risk of stroke in a clinical trial without the need for regular blood tests. And in the rare event of an emergency, Pradaxa is the only oral blood thinner other than warfarin with a specific reversal treatment to help your body clot normally again.
Pradaxa is not for people who have had a heart valve replacement. Don't stop taking Pradaxa without talking to your doctor. Stopping increases your risk of stroke or blood clots. Ask your doctor if you need to stop Pradaxa before any planned medical or dental procedure. Pradaxa can cause serious and sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Pradaxa if you have abnormal bleeding, and seek immediate medical care for unexpected signs of bleeding like unusual bruising. Pradaxa may increase your bleeding risk if you're 75 or older, have kidney problems, stomach ulcers, a bleeding condition, or take certain medicines. Side effects with Pradaxa can include indigestion, stomach pain, upset, or burning.
Don't just go with the flow. Go with Pradaxa, the only blood thinner that lowers your risk of stroke better than warfarin and has a specific reversal treatment. Talk to your doctor about Pradaxa today.
Accelerate your career plan. Kelly Services is now hiring production associates at Toyota Motor Manufacturing in Georgetown. Great pay and premium benefits package. For details and application, go to kellyservices.us/TMMK.
Chimneys are in a constant state of deterioration, and most will leak at some point. We solve this problem. Don't call a roofer to fix your chimney. Call Barnhill Chimney Company today.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Yesterday at this time, temperatures really weren't showing any improvement from the day before. That is not the case out there today. I was kidding yesterday. I said tomorrow when we look at our 24-hour departure map, or we compare it from the past 24 hours, you'll see it looks like we dropped a red paint bomb. Look at the numbers and look at all the red showing up on the map that is out there as well. 10 degrees warmer Lexington. We are pushing 17 degrees warmer for the good folks into Wayne County. We'll take that and run with it. Low and mid 40s across northeastern Kentucky. Still fighting a little cloud cover. 45 Lexington, Danville, 50
You get into Somerset, Monticello, 56 into Bowling Green. So all that snow we had across the region, if it's still left where you are, it's not going to hang out for much, much longer. Nothing on your Defender radar network. Expect that view to hang with us into the day tomorrow as well. Mix of sun and clouds. 38 tomorrow. What will happen tonight will drop toward the low 30s, 11 or 12, and by tomorrow morning, readings are bouncing up on a gusty wind that comes out of the southwest. So tomorrow afternoon, we'll flirt with 60 degrees with thickening clouds that will then lead us into a weekend that can throw a shower or two our way. Speaking of the weekend, let's break it down for you. Friday, highs closing in on 60, winds tomorrow with those gusts 40 to 45 miles per hour at times. Saturday, it's another mild day, though a little better chance for a shower or two. Now we fast forward into Sunday. Yep, rain going to be on the increase. Temperatures will come down a little bit into the mid-50s because of the rainy conditions out there. But at least we have the mild stuff for your weekend. That hour-by-hour forecast showing readings tonight indeed starting to rise. If anything, southern Kentucky may start tomorrow in the 40s. Quick rise toward the mid and upper 50s by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, right at 60 degrees most areas. Watch the clouds, though, increasing as we go into tomorrow night and Saturday morning when we have the chance for a shower or two into parts of the region. Saturday's not an all-day rain by any stretch of the imagination. What will happen, though, on Saturday as the sun begins to break out 60 to 65 degrees into many areas. Then we go towards Saturday evening and Saturday night. I mentioned Sunday has the best chance for rain, and indeed that is going to be the case. That'll likely knock the temperatures down compared to where we are on Saturday. So rainy Sunday, especially early in the day, may try to break out into a partly cloudy late day sky, but notice how temperatures are beginning to drop from north to south. That's as old man winter starts to fight back in as we go into next week. Short-term forecast, though, 60 tomorrow, gusty winds. It's a dry day until we get in tomorrow night and Saturday morning. Only a chance for a shower. Not everybody will see rain on Saturday. A lot of dry time. Sunday, most of us get in on a case of the soggies. Early next week, winter again fights back into the bluegrass state. Right now, let's get a check on traffic. Here's Officer Don.
Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic this afternoon, and it looks like traffic flow. We're managing things okay on Nicholasville Road, outbound Harrodsburg Road, the north side. No problems on Newtown Pike. Interstate, no major delays as well. Now, it looks like our drive times are going to hold their own this afternoon, trying to get home toward Mount Sterling from Lexington, normal stuff to Winchester, and even outbound Richmond Road and I-75 toward Madison County. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Officer Don. It's the first ever Dance Blue mini marathon today for UK faculty and students, or staff rather, instead of students.
Yeah, that's a little twist on it. Deanne Stevens out and about joining us from the Hillary J. Boone Center with more. She's getting her boogie on right now. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Boone Center on UK's campus where things are hopping. Have you ever seen a group of UK faculty and staff have more fun? They are all here in preparation and support of UK's Dance Blue. I love an enthusiastic crowd. Holly Clark is with us. She's on staff here at the University of Kentucky. You guys have never done this before for Dance Blue, have you?
We have not. This is our very first Dance Blue UK Staff Faculty Mini Marathon. Yes.
Tell us why you all decided to do this and have everybody take part in Dance Blue.
Well, we have raised money, staff have, over the years, specifically the Staff Senate, and we decided that we wanted to do something really big this year. And so because all of the different schools around the state do mini marathons, we thought, why not do a staff faculty marathon right here at UK? So, of course, our Dance Blue leadership agreed, and of course, we have our fantastic staff and faculty here supporting us. And it's just been phenomenal. We couldn't ask for a better first year.
Now, this is all in preparation for Dance Blue that is happening very soon here on the University of Kentucky campus. Alex is with us. Alex, how much do you guys love having the support of the staff and faculty here?
This has been incredible. Seeing all of our staff and faculty out there on the dance floor learning the line dance that we all do as college students has been nothing but remarkable.
Now, do these people know how to dance?
Oh, they showed it today. They showed it today. I tell you what. They are awesome.
All right, let's see what they got. Take it away, Nate.
All right, let's go.
Clearly, I'm not the one who can dance at this. How long have y'all been practicing?
All day.
They got a few steps minutes ahead of me on this.
Yeah, we practiced beforehand. That was pretty helpful. So the staff and faculty have been awesome with it. I was so impressed.
Okay, so how do people go ahead and donate and take part in Dance Blue?
Yeah, so if you want to donate to Dance Blue, you go to danceblue.org, and we have a tab for Donate Now, and we'll be accepting donations all through the marathon.
Awesome job! Take part in what's happening here at the University of Kentucky campus. We'll have more dancing when we return here at 4:50. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about.
That's awesome.
Deanne dance, shake it off.
Yeah, you know what? They had a little practice on her, as she said, so they were more in the groove than she was. I've seen Deanne dance, though.
Well, and you know what? Dance Blue is awesome, and more than $8,000 raised today by the faculty and staff, all for Dance Blue to help children with cancer.
Absolutely amazing, and what a great cause, and kudos to the University of Kentucky for that.
Absolutely. Well, here's a question for you. Does testosterone treatment actually work? We'll take a look in Better Living. And the Parmesan cheese you sprinkle on your pasta could also have wood pulp in it. That's next on WKYT News at 4. Tomorrow night's Mega Millions jackpot is $104 million, and Saturday night's Powerball is $212 million.
I'm Alex Trebek. If you're age 50 to 85, I have an important message about security. Write down the number on your screen so you can call when I finish. The lock I want to talk to you about isn't the one on your door. This is a lock for your life insurance, a rate lock that guarantees your rate can never go up at any time for any reason. But be careful. Many policies you see do not have one. But you can get a lifetime rate lock through the Colonial Penn program. Call this number to learn more. This plan was designed with a rate lock for people on a fixed income who want affordable life insurance that's simple to get. Coverage options for just $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day. Act now, and your rate will be locked in for life. It will never increase. Guaranteed. This is lifelong coverage that can never be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Guaranteed. And your acceptance is guaranteed, with no health questions. You cannot be turned down because of your health. Call for your information kit and read about this rate lock for yourself. You'll also get a free gift with great information. Both are free, with no obligation. Don't miss out. Call for information, then decide. Read about the 30-day 100% money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Call this number now.
Call 1-800-440-4200 for your free information and a free gift. There's no obligation. That's 1-800-440-4200. Or visit us online at colonialpenn.com. That number again is 1-800-440-4200. 1-800-440-4200. Call now.
I'd like to make a farewell toast to boring breakfast sandwiches. Goodbye, you dry, crusty, poor excuses for breakfast. I've moved on to the new DQ chicken and gravy biscuit. Juicy white meat chicken breast on a fluffy home-style biscuit smothered in pepper gravy. I'll never eat a dry breakfast again. Maybe I should propose a toast to gravy.
The new DQ Chicken and Gravy Biscuit, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Research from 12 medical centers across the U.S. show testosterone treatment does improve sexual function for men over the age of 65. The study is published in the New England Journal of Medicine. It shows the therapy also improves mood and physical ability. Babies are likely to be uncomfortable when their teeth are coming in, but it shouldn't actually make them sick. A study in pediatrics finds that along with irritability, a slight rise in body temperature is a common symptom while teething. But anything over 100.4 degrees is considered a true fever and could be a sign of an illness requiring treatment. The Parmesan cheese sold in stores may contain more than you think. Companies use cellulose to keep it from clumping, but it turns out some manufacturers also use large amounts of it as a filler. Michelle Miller visited Arthur Schumann's Cheese, a real cheese maker who's warning consumers about the fake cheeses out there.
Whether sprinkled on pasta, shaved on salads, or grated onto pretty much anything, Americans' appetite for cheese has been heating up for the last 4 decades. But experts believe some of the Parmesan eaten by cheese lovers isn't real cheese, and it's costing them.
Americans are probably consuming close to 100 million pounds annually.
Neil Schumann says cellulose, which is made from wood pulp, is a big culprit, while 2 to 4% is acceptable within the industry. Bloomberg Business found considerably more in 2 brands it tested. Essential everyday 100% grated Parmesan cheese made by Jewel Osco was actually 8.8% cellulose, while Walmart's Great Value 100% grated Parmesan cheese came in at 7.8%.
You're getting ripped off. It's not what you bargained for.
Walmart would not comment for this story, but Jewel Osco told CBS it has pulled the essential everyday Parmesan cheese from our stores as we continue to investigate the matter.
To help customers distinguish between the cheeses that are real and those that are loaded with fillers, Schumann's has come up with this True Cheese Seal. They say they'll start putting it on all of their products, and they're urging others in the industry to adopt this seal as well. Michelle Miller, CBS News, Fairfield, New Jersey.
The FDA says it takes economic fraud seriously. In 2013, the agency warned a Pennsylvania cheesemaker that its product did not actually contain any Parmesan cheese. The company later went bankrupt. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now let's head over to Chris, and the mid-40s are feeling pretty good today.
Yeah, we're going to really ramp up those thermometers over the next couple of days, too. Quick look outside as we are out and about on a Friday or a Thursday evening. Boy, you can see where my mind is, huh? Focusing on that Friday. Look at the Mountain Parkway cam. Snow just will not go away here. 45 degrees there, 45 Lexington. Pushing close to 50 into parts of southern Kentucky. A little bit of high cloud cover that is out there. Overall, clouds not a big deal.
Will we still have any school closings tomorrow?
I would hope not at this point. Everything, even tonight, we're not going to go below freezing.
Get those students back to school. Well, the news is just getting started. Here are Sam Dick and Amber Philpott with what's coming up on WKYT News at 4:30.